We do have a quorum, and we are certified in compliance with open meeting laws. And before we get started, I want to let you know that Tim Senman is zooming in. He's our interim planning director. So welcome, Tim. And there he is. So Tim's going to fill in forever. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started, and I'll try to figure out this echo.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tim Semen. I was the former community development director for the village of Wanakee. Prior to that, I was the planning director for the city of Sun Prairie. Worked for that community for a little over 13 years. Also worked up in Stevens Point in Portage County. So I've been involved in planning economic development for quite some time. So I recently retired from the village of Wanakee. However, my thought was to pursue some consulting, and
sorry to interrupt. Can you turn up your volume?
Sure, I can try to do that.
I'm not sure if he can, but I think we need to in the room, because we're having a little minor audio fun right now.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you real well remotely here. You're coming in really loud.
Yeah, Tom, we can barely hear you either, so.
Yeah, it's not coming out of speakers in the room here.
Well, I'll briefly close by saying I was anticipating to retire, start dipping my toe into the consulting world, and I was not anticipating quite a fast transition, but here I am and looking forward to working with you all in the city of Stoughton.
Thanks, Tim. We're working on our overhead speakers yet.
Well, we need to be able to hear Tom also, because he can hear us from what he was saying, what it sounded like he was saying, but we can barely hear you, Tom, when you speak, so we've got internal audio issues here in the council chambers.
Got it.
Just need to turn it up to 11.
Yep.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Still echoing. Testing 1, 2.
How's it going now?
Testing 1, 2. All right, Tom, can you hear us?
Yes.
You can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Testing 1, 2.
Well, should we go ahead and struggle through with what we can hear from people, or?
They can hear us.
If they can hear us, we're probably okay.
Okay, we'll do that. So the first item of business is the approval of the minutes from December 11th. Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. So I have a motion by Caravello and a second by Farrell. Anybody have any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? That
Yeah.
motion carries. All right, the echo went away. Can you
Echo
guys still
went
hear
away.
us?
Hey, Tom, can you hear us? Oh, well, that's,
All right. Now can you hear us, Tom?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
okay.
They're still trying stuff. You were muted for a minute, but it wasn't your fault. All right, next item would be the city council representative report. Anything to report out, Phil?
There is actually nothing to report.
All right,
So
that
that's
makes it easy.
good, makes it things easy.
And then there's the staff report, which I'll put up. Does anybody have any questions on the staff report?
Mayor, I got one, but it's not related to the staff report, but something else. Do you know if, is Arnett doing something down on the end of Page again, that he's put, those cargo containers down there now? Do you know?
He does
anything
not
about-
have a permit to do anything at this time.
All right.
I'm sorry, Brett, I didn't hear where you were saying it was.
Otherwise, the items on the status report are pretty much the same as they've been, and we'll give you an update as we get them.
On the north end of Page, yep.
The next item is a site plan review for the building addition at Cummins at 1801, Highway 51 and 138. Is there somebody online from Cummins? Hearing none, I'll just kind of review it quickly. We have a site plan review and a resolution to go with it. And basically, what they want to do, as you see in the packet, is to put a roof on a waste shed to cover the dumpster area here. And they need approval to do that. And you can kind of see it outlined in blue. It doesn't look like a major project for them. Does anybody have any questions about it? I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, was that Robinson?
Yes.
Okay, and the second was Bradford. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Okay, next item is plan development for 1005 Stoughton Avenue. And that was a submittal received from Habitat for Humanity. And I believe we have representatives from Habitat online. And the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. My name's Adam Baldwin. I'm the Vice President of Construction from Habitat for Humanity of Dane County. And we are talking about 1005 Stoughton Avenue. This is a home, this is a property, it was a home that burned a few years ago. After it was raised, we acquired it. And we are proposing to build a new twin home there. It what had been there was a multifamily home, but I think it had been built in a prior zoning code where, and though it's still zoned for multifamily, it no longer meets the per dwelling unit square footage requirements. So we'd like to propose a two-family there, but it wouldn't quite meet the 5,000 square feet per unit requirement. So we are seeking to do that, and it seems like land development was probably a little unconventional for a two-building parcel, probably the best way to go. So basically, we're requesting an exemption from that density requirement, but we do have a building concept that should meet all the other setbacks that would be, required in an MR10 or a two-family building. I'm assuming many people in the council know Habitat. We've done some building in Stoughton before, and do appreciate it. We're a first-time home buyer, affordable housing builder. People often know the volunteer model. That's how we keep our costs down. But then as we're the builder and we work with owners who are usually 30 to 60% of the area median income. So it's really an affordable product, even less than the 30 to 80% that's required by HUD. And once the home is built, with the sweat equity help from the would-be owners, they end up purchasing it from us, and we go from being builder to bank, and we make it affordable long-term by capping it at less than 28% of their income. That's what their mortgage payments will be, with a 0% interest loan. So it's always been a good deal, but becoming even more so in this economy. So this is a picture of the concept footprint that was put together by Key Architects of a twin home. Oh, that was the other piece I should have mentioned. We would like to propose a twin home here with a 0 lot line separation at the garage. We find that whenever possible, that twin home versus duplex concept is helpful for a first-time home buyer. Makes things a little bit cleaner on the ownership side. It eliminates some of the condo agreements, that sort of thing. So those are the high points. Any questions or anything else I should point out?
All right, are there any questions from commissioners? Commissioner Farrell.
Whoops.
You're on.
Oh, okay, sorry. Just so I understand it, we would need to approve a deviation to the setback requirement, or he's only got 10 feet of setback on the back, is that right?
If I'm reading the zoning code correctly, I think for a two-family in the MR10, it actually says follow the bulk requirements for TR6, which is shown there in the black line. So we should be good in that respect. The red line showing MR10 is for, I believe, 3 building and up, which has a bit further setbacks.
So we believe, our understanding is that he's meeting the setback requirement then?
That's my understanding.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of surprised. 10 feet doesn't seem like a lot of setback.
Yeah, so I think that is considered side yard in this case, since it is a corner lot. So that would be the side yard, and then the 30 foot is the rear yard.
Right. Okay. All right.
Any other questions?
Maybe that's a little better. Okay. In the elevation views, there's one building elevation east and west, and one has structure over the garages, and then one does not. So is there structure over the garage rooms or not?
That's TBD. That was a suggestion from our architect for some additional storage. In this case, there's living space in both the second floor and in the lower level. So there's not a lot of just raw storage space. I think they were suggesting it as like a storage loft. I'm not sure, based on our other models, whether that would make it through to final concept or not. If so, it would be storage, not living space.
Okay, so this is just as a preliminary design, and we'll see something more specific in the end?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
you bet.
Any other questions? Okay, so it looks like we're looking to take action on this under a plan development, and I can put the resolution back up there now. So actually, this is set up as a concept plan. So Adam, you're looking for direction tonight, or what are you looking for from us?
Yeah, we just wanted to do our, initial concept plan, see if it was, in initial conversations with planning, we thought maybe there'd be an easier path of just an exception to, those density requirements or whatever. But we thought, it seemed like the best path, the most straightforward, clean path. So just wanted to kind of take everyone's temperature, and then we would move forward with the, GDP and, precise implementation plan process.
Okay, any other feedback or thoughts from commissioners, or overall, are you supportive of the plan, I guess, is kind of what they're wanting to understand tonight before they get any deeper into it?
Yeah, it looks like an efficient use of limited space, so not a bad plan.
Thank you. I thought the same. I was really grateful for Key Architecture stepping forward for this. The building that had been there was maybe even a 3-family at times, but had upper, lower, and this would be a nice option for home ownership.
So what would the process be? You guys would put together kind of a site plan? Is that the idea? Is that what you're working toward?
Yep. So next we would be submitting for the GDP with site plan and everything that comes along with that.
Okay. And then what you can do is, and I don't know if you got the communication, so Rodney and Michael both retired.
Yeah.
So,
I heard.
so Tim is filling out in the interim as we, fill those positions permanently. So at this point, if you send an email, Tim and I will both get it. So between the two of us, hopefully we can keep this thing moving for you and get it back here at next month's meeting. And then
Great.
go for the approval then, and then take it to city council after that, at least a general development plan. The site plan only has to be reviewed by the plan commission.
Sounds great.
All right, thanks for being here tonight. I
Thank
got one
you.
more question for
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, I do have a follow-up question regarding process is, would this have been noticed to all the neighbors within, I forget what the distance is that they, yeah. As far as the plan, development concept plan goes at this point, would they have been
We
noticed?
typically notice it if we're changing the zoning or we're doing a conditional use permit. So at this point, we're not looking to do either one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think maybe that would happen at the next step. I'd have to go back to the checklist. I
Yeah.
think maybe that was at the GDP step.
Yeah, for the general development plan.
I would just say I would definitely reach out to that neighbor that's going to be backing up to the building. You're only
Sure.
10 feet from the side of their house, and it does look like you do have a sliding door or something going out the back. So
Sure.
I definitely would reach out to them and talk to them because that is very close.
Sure.
And what we'll do is, Tim and I can review the ordinance for the GDP and see if there's a public notice required. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But we can look at that or look at our past practice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea, whether, not that we want to go changing rules in mid-game here, but just as a matter of being conscientious about since there's, going to be a couple of neighbors to this new building, just to make sure that their input is heard, or so that they know what's going on and they're not caught by surprise would be a good idea, I think.
All right.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that happens in the next step. I don't recall either. I remember it being discussed at our meeting with the planning folks.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you then, and we'll do a little work. Maybe we can connect here in the next couple days.
Great.
All right, thanks for
Well,
being
thank you,
here.
everybody, for your time. Yeah, I
All right.
appreciate it.
Okay, next item is the ETJ for the 1450 Pleasant Hill Road in the town of Dunkirk. And let me just pull this one up. So on this one here, extraterritorial jurisdiction, there's a resolution in here, and they're looking at adding a single-family home on the lot. It's within the 1.5 miles, so that's why it's here tonight. Are there any questions about it? Hearing none, I would entertain the motion for approval.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Schumacher, is there a second? Second by Bradford. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? None opposed, that motion carries. Future agenda items, obviously the Habitat one will be on there for the next meeting, and then we'll see if anything else comes up. There's some things that are in the works. We'll just kind of play it by ear. Anything from commissioners? So really the timetable for getting these positions filled is that the application period for the planning director is closed. I think they're setting up interviews next week. The position for the zoning administrator is posted. I think we have, I don't know, at least a couple weeks before that one closes, so they'll be doing interviews then. Hopefully by the end of the month, and then sometime in February. I'm guessing it'll be after the meeting, but it really depends on who we find and what kind of notice they have to give. We'll get some help in here. In the meantime, Tim's going to help us through it. You probably see Gary Becker's on here as well. He can offer us some support as well. And we'll just keep the balls in the air. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Caravello. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? None opposed. Have a good night.